Well, hello, and I apologize for the video quality. This is something I do not know how to fix. Since the audio is not playing, I'm doing the headset, and the live feed to YouTube wasn't playing either. So we're going to try and upload this, um, which could all possibly be because of the weather going on out there, transition and change. Um, and possibly because I was very late getting this done today. Um, but it is what it is. And yesterday I was very exhausted. So I slept eventually. And I actually had a bit of an episode last night. Um, Something I thought that the drugs and supplements that I am on was fixing. I get anxiety um, and possibly depression. I have not been formally diagnosed. And I have these automatic thoughts in my head now, the soundtrack that plays in my head. Whenever my husband is home late, there is the fear that he is dead. And oftentimes, when the house phone rings or his phone rings, there's the fear that it is bad news. And it never manifests that way. He has always returned. The news is usually innocuous or some telemarketer or political, which, okay, that can be annoying and long and bad news. And I get, excuse me, I get to the point, had to close off the outside world a little. I get to the point where um, it is too much. Um, and whether it is because there's just been so much stimulus or because there has been so much negative thought up here or because I'm tired and exhausted, which was the point yesterday after 3 days of helping with the Spiritwise final sale, which was pretty constant amount of people. Um, at one point, one of the owners said, God, I'm missing Christmas because Christmas sales were actually slower and less people than we had for the last 3 days at Spiritwise. Um, so there was a lot of noise, a lot of stimulus, a lot of focus, a lot of energy required, and a lot of bad food choices in an attempt to comfort myself. And um, last night, totally exhausted, and I went and worked with another client and then came back and I'd been working on the anger thing and allowing my feelings to be what they were. And I was just at the end. And something happened. I don't remember what, but I went into the bedroom and I closed myself off or tried to and wanted to just crawl into the hole and hide. And I, at the same time, felt really constricted and so that weird thing of wanting to be alone and isolated, but not wanting to be pressed in, which maybe isn't that weird after all. And so I had this visual of blowing up the walls and cutting the cords all around me and doing this sonic thing. If you like to watch Marvel, they're really big on the sonic um, vocal weapons. And this morning, I woke up after a not great night of sleeping, but this morning I woke up with feeling really free and this realization that one of the things I do is um, that negative thought pattern of labeling things that really have nothing to do with my life in a way. It's another person's actions, and um, granted, it is okay how it is going to affect my life, but it's very fear driven, fear based. And I realize I tend to do it with my family and with, my husband, the people who are closest in my world. And I don't know why, and I'm not going to delve into the whole trap of, it could be abandonment, it could be commitment issues, it could be who knows what, and it really isn't relevant. What is relevant is changing that thought pattern so that when I think about family and friends and events that happen to them and how their interactions affect my life, I give them the same positive, amazing qualities that I would give a stranger, that I would give anybody who walked into the store or anybody who posts a comment or responds to one of my offers um, for readings or um, book posts or whatever. Treat my family as well in my head as I would treat anybody else in the world. And maybe, it is that whole, well, family, it's okay to be myself. I don't have to be up and positive all the time. But really, I just end up dumping all the negative energy in the space that I live. And how is that fair to me or the people who are closest to me, the people who have been part of my life? And forgiveness issues and all of that irrelevant at this point because that's not how I want to feel. I want to feel positive. I want to feel light. I want to feel expansive. And I want to feel that every part of my world, every interaction that I have is light and expansive and a positive energy exchange. So, obviously, feeling passionate about that. Yay. So, today's happiness practice, no matter how blurry it may seem at the moment, is to treat my thoughts about my connections with family, with a husband, with pets, with friends, with the people who are really, really close in my life. Treat all of those thoughts, those thought patterns, with the same bright, light, positive, amazing expectation that I would treat somebody I do not know. Because every day we are new, every moment our truths are new, every breath is a new beginning. And yes, there is the knowledge of past experience, but there is these habits in my head which actually have little to do with current experience. And if I am going to change my world, which I am, and I know I need to start here, that also includes the here that is the circle right around me. So today's happiness practice is to treat every thought, every action, every reaction with positive expectation. And to understand that the habits are going to kick in and not to beat myself up for that, but to make a correction, to neutralize the negative thought, to replace it with a positive, to transform it into light and amazing energy. And there we are. So, thank you for being part of this process, for being the person that I can talk to about it, because it is easier to treat strangers objectively and to speak to myself um, sometimes than it is to admit to the husband, to the kids, to the pets, to the family that these are the places I go to in my head. May all your places be bright today. May all your thoughts be amazing and full of the potential that is for your greatest and highest good. And may all of mine. I hope you have a great day.